Hey,
Hey, Bert, how are you, mate?
Bert.
One finger typing. No, we're flat out at work, eh? We've got, middle of the month too. Got all these fucking signs to get out. Where is it? Ivanhoe. So it must be near Ivanhoe Dam and all that. All road closed signs and there's 6-panel signs and all that. And yeah, getting that all sorted. There's Rob.
Hey, Rob.
They're the main ones. So, yeah, I thought I was subscribed to your channel fucking a while ago. Sorry about that. I only just realised the other day. I was saying you put a post up, and I'm going, fuck, I'm not getting no notifications. So I checked on it, and then I realised I wasn't even subbed. So
Oh, it's all right. I've had a few drop off. Then they say, they said they subbed,
yeah,
and I don't know. It's happened before. You lose a few people, so and then but yeah, welcome back. Thank you.
yeah, that's it. Well, I think it does happen too, though. Like I've heard other people say, like they've been subbed and all that, and then they haven't unsubbed. They just, like you said, they just fall off. I don't know what YouTube's doing or anything like that, but
Yeah, I thought they might have just if someone like a guest or something subs, and after a while, if that guest doesn't come back, maybe they delete their profile. I don't know.
yeah, nah, that's it. I think that happens quite a bit actually because yeah, I've noticed they go up and down all the time. So yeah, even when you sort of get to a number, like I'm up 295 now, but like it'll go down 2, up 1, down 3, up 1. So up 2, just it always fluctuates. So here's Nathan.
Yeah, I try not to stress.
Yeah, got that.
Hey, Bert and Nathan. Okay.
Yeah.
My connection isn't the greatest in the garage. If I drop out, I might have to move around. We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm in the same spot, mate. The Wi-Fi is in the
garage has the nicest backdrop of bikes.
Yeah, and the garage is on the other end of the house.
I've got a booster. Yeah, I've got a booster upstairs, and it works fine. But seems like the garage has suffered since I've put the booster in. I don't know why, but just the way it is.
Actually, with mine, I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. I know when I do turn my Wi-Fi off my phone, it does go better. That's how slack the Wi-Fi. NBN, they reckon, is supposed to be shit hot. And still can't get service in the house.
Yeah, I've never heard it described as hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple I went, yeah. So I think it's just the life of this, life of the game there, Bert. It's just the same thing that happens all the time. So we've got 2 or 3 our normal Aussies and a Kiwi friend across the ditch. It's all right. I didn't really expect too much tonight anyway, but I couldn't do it tomorrow because between us, the missus won't be watching it, but my friends are coming up Friday, but they've texted me and they're going to lob in early, so they're coming up tomorrow. The missus don't know, so they're trying to surprise her. But so I could.
Oh, okay, I hope she hasn't tuned in.
Yeah, it actually won't. So I couldn't do the live tomorrow on the 13th, so that I'll do it today, which is all right.
Yeah, no, it's fine. That's all good, mate. I'm actually working tomorrow night, so that would have been quite the setup, trying to hide everything at work and have an interesting backdrop. But no, this worked out great.
That's it. The hardest thing is too, I got a fair few, YouTubes and all that across the ditch. Like Stevie TV, we organised one. Nearly sort of got one going last week, but it was just too short of notice. And he's keen, and I know Roll Tide. There's a few that are keen. They're just the time difference is so big. But in 17 hours out behind us. Anyway, right, we'll start this, eh? We'll go.
Let's go.
I've got to be a flasher here now, and I've got the questions along the bottom.
Oh, nice. Prepared.
Yeah, so what's I'm getting a bit learning a lot. Yeah. What's inspired you to do your YouTube channel? That's sort of the main one I start off with.
Oh, look, I've always had a passion for cars and motorcycles, and so when I first started looking into YouTube, I started looking up. I originally had a Triumph Street Triple, and I looked up Triumph Street Triple, and there was actually an Australian blogger called Old Man Triple, and I was hooked. I was watching his channel. Whenever he brought out something new, I was watching it. Then then they make suggestions. Then I saw a guy called Shade Tree Surgeon, and I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. But as I found out the hard way, it's not as easy as he makes it look. He might pretend, he says he's dumb and all that, but the work he puts in is massive. I don't know how he manages to get 2 episodes out each week consistently, and there's a bit of entertainment value there to it. So, but no, just have a go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I'm no better off than what I was when I started. So,
yeah, that's the way I see it too. Mine, like I said,
enjoy sharing my thoughts with people about motorcycles, cars.
Yeah, main one was like Dad and Mad. It was mainly for the story videos when you go on trips and whatnot, like storing a photo album type thing, but being videos. And then after seeing Adam Sandoval and that showing, watching the country of all America and the world, I thought, I'll start doing it. I mainly did it to show the Yanks and everyone over there what good country we got. And at the moment, it's sort of leaning towards more four-wheel drive stuff than bikes, unfortunately, because the weather's been shit. And the four-wheel drive, whenever there's a chance, rain, hail, or shine, you go on bush, and there's plenty of places up here to go see. It's like my mate tomorrow, like when they come up on the weekend, he's getting his clutch fixed in his car. He's got a Hilux, but when him and his missus get up here, we'll just jump in Nelly and go bush, show them the sights. They can do a few waterfalls and a couple of rough tracks and do that.
And four-wheel driving's massive in Australia at the moment. Like I don't know if you follow the prices of cars, but wow.
When they jumped up, like we got ours
they're like Land Cruisers.
Yeah, we were lucky we bought ours when we did, because if we left it another month after, we wouldn't have been able to afford one. And we're just right place, right decision, and it just fell into place, because now, 60 series Land Cruiser is going for like 20,000, 30,000, something like that.
It's ridiculous, and it prices people out of the market. It'll get back under control eventually, but it's put a lot of people off, myself included. But it's it. So I've got to live vicariously through you watching you go off road.
Yeah, that's it. It's just we just go scrub, find a track and go for it. Like there's plenty around. But the rain, we've had that big floods just changed everything. Like all the bridges. I heard and found out the other week, there's a good track from Lansdowne all the way to Swans Crossing, which is really good off-road and a bit of four-wheel drive and a couple of bridges and all that to get to this nice free camp. But now we've heard the bridges are all washed out and they're not fixing them. So you got to go up the highway and go in the main entrance, and you can't go around the tracks anymore because they're not going to fix the bridges up. It's
it's very wrong, isn't it? But when those bridges were built, they're probably for transport. Now it's more for recreation because other roads have been built. But it's such a shame. Like it really, they really need to maintain that, because there's a bit of a byproduct of four-wheel drive businesses need people to have those tracks to travel along.
Rob's going to keep going to Stockton, but don't rub it in, mate. I want to get there someday. Doing a sand day at Stockton Beach in a month or so. Cool.
Is he doing the tour? Are you doing the tour, Rob? There's a tour guide that does a really good job, shows you what the car's really capable of, and he gets you to places only the tour guides can take you.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Worth doing, mate, if you get the opportunity. I think it's near Anna Bay. I'll find the link and send it to you, but it was so much fun, and it's amazing what your car can do. Like, you'd be amazed what they're capable of.
That was the highlight when I was trying to organise that meetup and all at Nora Head, and then right up Bar Beach, and then Stockton, and then Anna Bay and Nelson's Bay for lunch and then M.I.A for the last one, and then back to the caravan park. That was it was the main reason. Like, M.I.A, you look there and look along the beach, and it's like the Sahara. It looks like the desert. You think you're on another part of the world, yet you're just out of Newcastle.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I enjoyed my weekend up there, and I'll probably go back again around October again.
Yeah, I only just started watching that one, but I had to turn it off and come and set the garage up. It was halfway through. You were just showing the shack out that you were staying in. It didn't look too bad, actually. Okay.
Oh yeah, that caravan park, fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, the next one. Yes, this would be pretty easy, I think. Oh, what other hobbies do you have not bike related?
I think you'll remember this one. I'm a massive baseball fan. I've been playing since I was 12. Absolutely love
what club you play with there? Blue Sox? Or?
It's the sort of sport you can pick up at any age.
Yeah.
No, I played for Kashula Lakers.
Okay.
I started. My father played for Smithfield RSL Sliders back in the day, and I played for them for a number of years, and then played for a few different clubs as I moved around.
Yeah. I started baseball. I only just went down Easter time to Canberra to film the old house that I grew up in, and the first house that me and Mrs. Smitty bought and the boys were born in. And I started, and I seen baseballers down there training, and I just called in and said, how do I get into this? And I was 25 years old. I started playing baseball when I was 25. I couldn't hit the fucking side of a barn. I'd play it now, but there's not enough comps up here. There's only a 14 comp, and it's not worth it now.
Yeah.
But
look, we're paying. Sorry.
Yeah, I played so I couldn't hit the side of a barn, and just kept going. You train all together with the C, B, and A and D graders. I started in D grade and then C, and then made B, and played. We took the final out in B, and benched A, all in the time I was there, and worked my way up. Just loved the game, and came when we moved to the coast. That's the first thing I was looking forward to, that baseball, and I did. I played at Port Macquarie for a while and Coffs Harbour. Then come down here, and they had Taree had a good comp, pretty good comp. It took about 2 or 3 titles here, but my best one was 18 stolen back, because I was a leadoff. Used to play leadoff, so I was sort of pretty quick, good hitter, and I enjoy it. Shortstop, yeah. Anywhere in the infield, put me in the infield, I love it. But outfield, I just
believe it or not,
get a bit bored.
I was actually a cat. Oh, sorry. I was actually a catcher. I'm 6'4", so catchers are meant to be short and stocky. But I always wanted to catch because my father was a pitcher. So my third year playing, I think it was, they got me to catch to him. And after that, I just took to it. I played it up. I was always a catcher until probably about 40, so I had to stop because my knees were gone and I couldn't walk the next day. My wife said, if you want to keep playing, you've got to give up catching. So I said, yeah, Bill.
Yeah, that's it. Well, being so high, you'd have been able to throw off your knees most of the time too, would you, to second?
Yeah, I could play any position bar pitch. I'd pitch and I was hopeless at it.
Yeah.
I could send the ball to the right, to this side of the pitches. So he'd pitch and follow through, and I'd send it flat straight over to second base, and that you get the out. And my father was an ex-major league pitcher. He pitched in in the
Triple A's
in the summer comp back when they had major league. He was in second grade. So he played in the Campbell. Oh, it's now MacArthur, but they played all over Sydney, and he was a pitcher, so he could get a curveball like this.
Yeah.
So because I could catch to that, it was like a walk-up start to any other club. You used to catch to your father. We know you can do the job, and it really sharpened up my reflexes. What it didn't translate to was cricket. I was the worst cricketer you could imagine. But I'd be top of the tree at baseball, and then I'd play cricket, and I was just absolute rubbish. I'd be on.
Yeah, I could bowl, and that's about it. And I'd get out straight away.
I couldn't even do that consistently. I just a fielder.
Yeah. I played backyard cricket the best.
But
We did backyard cricket and we marked the fences. Like, if you hit the fence on the full, that's 2 runs. If you hit the back of the house, that's 3 runs. If you hit it over the fence, you know, you got to go get it, and that's 6 and out, you know. So I played like that. I played like backyard cricket. We sort of changed to like indoor cricket. You had marks on the fence. If you hit it to there, it saved the running. So if you hit it to there, you get your runs up that way. But yeah.
I played a bit of indoor cricket. I like that because everyone gets a go.
Yeah, that's it. The cricket's just too boring. I can't handle it. Sitting out there waiting around all day, your turn at bat. You go out, you get fucking 5 runs, get out, and then you got to go sit down again.
Oh, tell me about it. That's what I was hoping.
That's why I like baseball. Like baseball, you got 2-hour games, time games, or 8 innings, and it's just you're always going to have a face at least 2 or 3 times if they. Good.
Yeah, it was good, and as I said, like you found out, you could take it up at any age, and you could actually enjoy it. That's what I loved. We used to get a lot of guys that used to play rugby league and all that, looking for something to do in their 30s and 40s, and they'd come across and they'd pick it up fairly quickly.
I enjoyed it. I was at school. It was probably better. I didn't like the fast ball and the cricket ball anyway. So we had an American teacher, Mr. Science teacher, Mr. Larson, and he was always, come play baseball and all that. And I thought, nah, fuck that. That ball's too hard. It's harder and it's going to hurt if it hits you. But then I realised fucking baseball, they bounce the ball into you cricket, and then with baseball, they're just throwing it at you, so it's not going to bounce at all. You just got to try and hit it. So I'm like, I'll give it a go. And I loved it. I'd be playing now still if we had a team, but I actually
back in the 80s, a lot of cricketers took it up in winter when they had nothing else to do.
I played Greg Chappell. Played against him a few times, and he played for the Eagles. I played for Tuggeranong Vikings. Vikings was my first team, red and white, and number 57 was awesome. Held that number all my life, and then
nice.
Moved up to Coffs Harbour, played for the Dodgers there. Went to Port Macquarie, played for the Rebels there. Moved to Taree, played for the Taree Demons for a good while. Then their rivalry was Harrington Buccaneers, and then I sort of jumped over to Buccaneers because they're sort of second side, because I give them a go. And then when we went over there, we won another couple of comps. It was only a 4-6.
Oh, nice.
Comp. It wasn't a big comp. It was enjoyable. They still played hard. It was good. There's more unisex than the coastal one because there wasn't many teams, so you had women and everything and all that playing as well. But I just got the age as I got older and all that. We got scarce on pitches. And I could move the ball and all that, and learn how to throw the knuckle and all that type of stuff. And it's just amazing what they can do just to move the ball.
Yeah.
My knuckle, you just sort of shot put it more than anything. It's like a shot put throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's coming out and you're letting it go.
You're just flicking it at the last minute, so you're sort of shot putting it. You got to describe it as if you're throwing it like a fastball, as you know, and then pop it out and then it just floats. You see it the ball's not spinning and they're going, there's one big hitter. He'd come up and he was a cricketer and he could hit the ball. And I knew if I threw a fastball, because I wasn't that really far, I'd chuck a ball and they could just get onto it. But I had a real loopy curveball. It was like a Mary Lou. I could flick it the same time or just come down the same spot on the plate and it, because they're used to hitting the fastballs and you throw one, the ball goes up right, they go, oh fuck, where's that going? And then it comes straight across the plate. Get them on.
Yeah, we used to, if ever we come up against cricketers, you'd never throw a fastball.
Yeah.
You'd throw curves, drops, and all that, because the moment you threw one fat down the middle, it's like a full toss to them, and they just go bang.
Oh, exactly. And that's what they sweat on. And then when you do that, I'd throw a knuckle. And I remember I did it once. He's seen it coming. then he realised it wasn't spinning, and he gave it heaps, and he got caught out in the centre field. But if I threw it fast, it would have been gone. If I threw a fast ball, it was out of the park. Because I threw a knuckle, I picked it right, and he picked it too. But when he got onto it, he didn't swing hard enough. So I was lucky, and he got caught in centre field. But
My father used to have this ball. It was, yeah, an outfielder makes a difference. A good outfielder can change the game for you.
Oh, exactly. You got to have them out there. They got to be physical too. Like the ones there that just sort of, they got to know when to run and hang back and then run in. That's it.
Yeah.
Once they hit it over your head, they're fucked. They got to run and try and grab it and drop back. And you cut off like the other one's backing up. You're cutting across.
Yeah. I used to play centre field, so I could guide the two outfielders. If they were new players, you could guide them around. That was my job towards the end there, and I was happy to play outfield because my knees would be so much happier than if I was playing catcher or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's funny how you said like you played every position other than pitcher. Oh, mine's the opposite. I played every position other than catcher. Well, I did everything else other than catching. I said,
I loved it. Yeah,
not down there.
Loved it. It's like the halfback. I tell people that don't understand baseball. I said catchers guiding the game, calling the pitches, figuring out the weaknesses of the opposition. Had to remember where the ball was hit to by that batter and what he liked, what he didn't like. Just loved it. But sadly, those days are well and truly over of catching.
Yeah, no, exactly right. That's a lot of people say. I understand how people that don't know the game when they watch baseball and they think, "Oh, fuck, this is boring." But yeah, like you're saying, you throw a curveball, this bloke is going to go. So you got to get him with a drop ball or a fast one or a change up or something. You just got to know your back, like you said, know your team.
See you, Rob.
Everything else. Okay, Rob, you gone.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, that's all good.
No worries. Yeah, no, I love me baseball. Ooh. Sweet as. We'll jump on to the next one. When do you learn the moto?
My aunt and uncle had a farm up at Mudgee, so whenever my cousins had a motorcycle, I'd have a go on it. I wasn't that good on it, but I enjoyed it. Loved motorcycles. Even my dad hates them, but I love the thing. So, and then when I was 17, a mate had a little 100cc, and I had a go on it. And I was hooked after that. I got a road bike back in '92, I think it was, and haven't looked back since. I've pretty much always had a motorcycle. Pretty much ever since then.
Yeah. So when did you actually start riding? What was when do you reckon you start riding?
Year 12. I couldn't afford a car, so 1992. I was would have been 16 to 17 because I think you could be back then. You could be 16 to 9 months.
Yeah,
you just walk into the RMS or the RTA back then.
Yeah, that's right.
Get your learner's permit. No one had to be with you. So given a 16-year-old a motorcycle, what a combination.
That's what I loved about it too. It was like, fuck, I don't have to have a pillion or anything. So you wait.
I went home, my dad screaming at me to slow down or something stupid like that. It was a lot of fun. And I'll have more of that answer because I know you got another question further down the track. But look, from 17, I rode and loved it. And it was out of necessity back then, but these days, as you can see, it's quite the hobby I've got. So, and a lot of fun all around.
Nah, see, that's what I loved about it too. Like everyone back in the day, I think I said before, when I got my L's, everyone in the out here, they keep their L's, but they keep for 2 to 3 years because they sort of had the idea that you couldn't get booked on your L's. So they kept their L's and just kept renewing them because you could do them yearly.
Yeah.
Or they didn't run out, so they just kept their L's until they were right to go for their P plates. So they had their L's for 2 or 3 years. And then I thought, well, back then we only needed the P plates for 12 months and then you're on your blacks. So I thought, I'm getting my P's first straight away as soon as I can. And then I'm going to 12 months, and I get on me blacks. I'm not going to hang around and try and go for me people later on.
No, we were also had a limit of 250cc. So the quicker you got your
that's right.
full license, you got the big bike. But
exactly.
and you can imagine me being 6'2", trying to straddle a 250. It was quite hysterical. But you had to go by the rules back then.
Nah, that's right. Yeah. My 250, the XR84 model 250, and fuck, it was the best bike. I only sold it because I thought it was going to run out of money and it was getting not long in the tooth. But I thought, if I hang on to it any longer, I'll lose money on it. For some reason, I thought that. And I thought, I better sell it. Fucking worst thing I ever did. I should have kept it. I had a 42 2 sprocket on the back. I geared it up that way, and I did time we owned it. I did the top end and bottom end, so only because of like wear and tear, it wasn't and riding it and owning it for 15 years, and then by the time I sold it to a bloke, I bought it for 1,300 and sold it for 2.5, and I had it for 15 years. Had me fun for it, out of it, and the bloke bought it, and fucking in 6 months he burnt the clutch out. So
the beauty of the 250 back then, it kept its price. So I bought it for $850, and I think I sold it for $850 18 months later because there wasn't many around because I was either getting crashed or destroyed. So
exactly, and I looked after it, so it was still in good nick.
They were at a premium, so you put it up for sale.
Exactly. Like, I'd love to have it now. Imagine trying to sell it now. You get some good money for it. But I'm happy with the one I got. I got to fucking get it, tighten the chain, or get a new one. Or I didn't forget your fucking cold start. I've got a video half done.
That's all right.
When I started it, me choke fucking idle. It'll start and idle all that with me choke, but then when I turn it off, it'll die. And I worked out as a plug, I had to get a new plug and fucking everything else. So it's going to be a good one when I finish it, but only this last week I got a new plug and new air filter for it. So,
look, it's no biggie. I just because I knew you had the WR. They're the most entertaining to watch people trying to start them, especially if they don't want to start. It's quite the knack.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it starts good, but it just didn't want to run. You turn the choke off and it just go blah.
Bloody things.
Then I pulled the plug out. It was all corroded, and I hadn't made chain for 2 years anyway, so it was due for. As you know, they're pretty pricey, like $25 a club. All right.
Yeah.
Question for it's A and B. One's like drone. What's your worst drone experience? And I'm pretty sure you haven't got one. And the part B.
No, I can answer the drone one. I actually bought some miniature ones, but they had no GPS, so you actually had to fly them. And they lasted for about an hour before I smashed them to oblivion. So I just thought, too hard. That's probably the extent of my drone experience. Favorite music? Just about anything. I listen to, you put stuff on Instagram and on that, it brings back a memory. Oh, yeah, I like that. Download it, listen to it. So, I've got. My wife always said I had quite the eclectic taste because back in the 90s, I'd buy music I liked, but I'd also buy music I didn't like. But they were like top albums at the time. And because I thought if I ever have kids, I can pass that music on to them. Well, this was popular. God knows why. And my wife, she put all my music in alphabetical order. So we had, I think it was Ramstein next to Spice Girls and stuff like that. It's just bizarre. Right? But
that's funny. Ramstein, they're pretty crazy. Like, I seen them at Soundwave and fucking the big day out. They were awesome. It's just,
great band.
Just flamethrowers and all that. They're pretty wild. You Germans.
They know how to have fun, don't they?
Oh, exactly. Okay. Number 5. Oh, this is my favourite question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's mischievous about yourself that you've done in the past that your oldies don't know about.
I've got a top three if you want.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'm pretty sure to this date my parents still don't know there was a Year 12 half-yearly report. I never passed it on to them. I just said I had this results sheet, and the results sheet looked far better than the report, because the report said Matthew needs to work a bit harder if he's going to get better results, blah, blah, blah. They were right, but my dad never saw that report. Number two's back on my motorcycle. I used to ride it to school because I had my learners. And what I used to do, I used to park it around the corner from the school. So I'd have to sneak out the back, start it, and shoot off so I'd go home if I'd had enough of school that day, which happened quite a bit.
Yeah.
By year 12, I'd had a gutful. I should have left, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was quite lost at the time, didn't know what I wanted. So I just kept going to school because that's what we're conditioned to do. And so the only problem was the bike was as loud as I'll get out. So you'd start it and half the neighbourhood and all the teachers would have heard it. So, and then number three, I actually got caught doing this. My father didn't like me using his car that much. And when on the occasions he'd ask, "Oh, you took it easy on the car, didn't you, son?" "Yes, Dad. Yep, I took it easy." No, I was flying around corners, and he just walked out, walked back in, and goes, "How fast were you going around the bend, son?" Yeah, "Oh no, Dad, I wasn't speeding. Not speeding. No, I wouldn't do it to your car." And he goes, "Why is my toolbox upside down in the back of the boot?" And I'm going,
giveaway.
Game over.
That's a big giveaway.
So every time I took his car out, I'd have to open the bloody boot, make sure the toolbox was the right way up and back in the middle of the car.
You once bitten, twice shy, so double check everything before you give it back.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a perfect crime.
That's a good one. I'm going to get another beer. That's a good one.
That's good. Let's see. Having a quick look through the comments. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm trying to read the comments and talk. I'm not good at multitasking.
Yeah. I don't think there's too much more anyway. There's only the locals in here.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's it. Put it on, maybe watch it later. That's the whole thing about it. You don't have to worry about how many's watching it. All right, the next one. What was it?
Yeah, it's all good.
What's your most favourite sport? Baseball. To play or watch other than telly, or even live. So, yeah.
Okay. I love NRL. I love rugby league. I know everyone has their own opinion on it, but there's that many levels you can watch. If you don't like NRL, go watch their reserve grade. It's just as good. And it's seeing local sides play local sides. So,
yeah.
You get that much more enjoyment out of it. And the other two I like. I love MotoGP. I think those guys are not human. I don't care what anyone says. They're just amazing to watch.
Yeah.
And anyone that says like a MotoGP rider's no good, try racing against one. You'll find out very quickly how talented they are. Even the back of the pack, they're alien.
They're half our size and only weigh 60 kilos.
Mate, and to be able to muscle a bike that powerful, that's just amazing. And the third was a bit left field. I love watching Test match cricket.
Yeah, I do like watching. Yeah, back in the day, I used to like watching the one days, but since being and all that, we just no, it's a bit too boring for me.
Yeah, I like it.
Home. Yeah,
what I like about Test match cricket, it finds out weaknesses are shown and exposed. You can't hide a weakness at Test match level, because once you're found out, they pretty much own you. Where you can get away with it at T20, one dayers, no one really looks too hard. But Test match, once they figured you out, you've got to reinvent yourself. And I like that mental side of it. But people think I'm weird and say, "How can you watch that for 5 days?" But I was brought up around cricket, mate. So I quite enjoyed it.
There's like saying how the GP riders. I was watching just a few YouTube videos today and yesterday morning. Like the Isle of Man, like fucking. That's my favourite road. Oh, that's my bucket list. I want to go and see that one year. It's just, I had the sidecar one. I seen one on YouTube. It's like, it's a dangerous race in the world, blah, 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 and it's gone on 3 wheels. I said, oh, these are the sidecars. So I ended up watching it. Someone did die in that one, that race. It was a warm up, and the race the next day. But and it was only a short doco. But even one of the sidecars, the one that won it, had a new lap record after the fella had passed away the day before. Like them blokes with the monkey all that. It's just around that. Oh mate, around that hairpin and everything. It's crazy.
Have you watched the doco about? It has the doctor that used to attend those races.
Yeah, he's finally passed too. Like, he's just as quick as riders.
Yeah. Oh, I was glued to that, even though it was quite morbid. I'm there going, "This is amazing." I mean, and he talked.
Sure, I got him in me to watch later, or my favourites, like the doctor one. Like they come off, and here he comes, rolls up on the bike behind him. Like, just as quick as them.
Yeah.
And what was I going to say? Oh, I watched one today. It was excuse me, I felt that coming. These Americans, Daytona car drivers, like just a couple of blokes, that said reactions of these Daytona NASCAR supporters watching the Super TT Isle of Man, and they had the foot, and they're going, right, we haven't seen this before. We think it's rally and all this like this, and then they show a bloke with a camera over the fence. Then the bike just goes, zoom. It's going, oh shit, like this. He goes, fuck, and then goes, zoom, zoom, like this. He goes, well, he paused it and he goes, obviously it's not rap. I don't know where I got that from, but these guys are mad, 200 miles an hour on the bikes. And they said, I like my 4 wheels. And it's just crazy. These Yanks are just fucking so funny. They're just, wow, I can't believe like blokes on bikes like that. And they had aerial shots, the heli shots and all that. And they just spun out. I said, nah.
Another special breed, mate. It's just
exactly. And I'd love to. And for a place like that, you want to be able to park in town there one day on one of the hairpins where they come in, slow down, turn around, and take off. Or because like if you're out on those farms on the open straights, you're only going to get a half a second of them anyway. Like you hear them coming, and then they fly past.
Yeah. Crazy. Good fun.
Oh, yeah. I love that shit. I'm a petrol head. Always have been. Brothers and that like mine, family growing up, it's just destined for it.
I'm the black sheep of the family, mate. None of my family are interested in cars that much.
Yeah.
My sister's a little bit, but my dad can't stand it. He's a mechanic by trade, so the last thing he wants to do is talk about cars. So,
well, my brother,
they
were both the mechanics, and one's a fitter and turner, and ended up doing up their Tirana and all that. And I was in the peak of everything. Like they just, getting chased by cops, all sorts of stuff and everything else, and it was pretty full. It was awesome. I never done it. It'd be awesome. Number 7. What celebrity does it for you, and who you wouldn't kick out of bed?
Oh, Christ. I think my wife's watching this, so I'll be in a bit of trouble here. Elizabeth Banks. She's a comedian actress. And the other one, I like women that are good at what they do. So, confident, sexy. And on YouTube, there's a lady called Sarah and Tuned, and she works on her own cars.
Yeah.
And reviews cars, and she does a good job of it, owns who she is, and that to me is hot as. Like, that works for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every
time. So I'll probably have to unsubscribe from her now. My wife's watching this.
He's writing it down, you reckon? There's only one watching, so.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, it's Bert. Bert just commented, say you might be safe. Yeah.
And,
Like,
what about you, mate?
I've always liked Sandra Bullock.
Yep.
And that Mexican chick, what's her name? Out of Dust Till Dawn, and the name.
Yep.
Her name's always gets me. She's
Oh,
in her fucking 50s, and well, I'm 50 now, so she'd be in her high 50s to 60.
what's her name? I'll look it up now.
Karma, something.
Selena Gomez? No, not Selena Gomez.
No, that's a singer. Though. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely, mate.
Selma.
Selma Hayek.
Yeah, that's her, Selma. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just, I guess dark hair, dark eyes as a woman, I guess. But Sandra Bullock always liked her, and Selma, yeah. But like I said, tomboys, really. Ones that are tomboys, and that yeah, that's me. They ride bikes, they ride into cars.
Yeah,
trouble.
Yeah,
you know, exactly. Right, yeah. Next one.
Oh,
Hey, what's your poison? Nice and simple.
good question. At the moment, it's I don't know if you can see this. It's terrible light. Brookvale Union. It's an alcoholic ginger beer.
Yeah.
The other one is Canadian Club and Coke, or dry if I'm in the mood for it.
Yeah.
My days of drinking beer are over. It bloats me too much and upsets my stomach. So it's it's just at the moment
it's great. Safe.
Oh, yeah. But at the moment it's Brookvale Union. Quite nice. I like port and I like muscat, but I'm not a big drinker by any stretch. But thought I'll give most things a go. But I can tell you what I won't touch, and that's Southern Comfort. That's one of those axis of evil things that you never touch again.
Oh, mate, I hear you there. I had it once. My mate, back in the day, when I was 16, 17, they were having Southern and Coke.
Yep.
He's swigging away on it, 25-litre Coke and the flask in it and all that, like he used to. He's chugging on it. What's on that? And I go, Savo. And I go, fuck yeah, give us a go. She grabbed it. Go. Took the biggest fucking swig. I looked, and it just tasted like Fanta. I was spinning out that it was black like Coke, and it tasted like Fanta, orange Fanta. I was spinning out that I'm drinking Coke, and it tasted like Fanta. I said, "Yeah, take it back." I'm not having that shit.
I hit it hard one night, and I got carried home by two mates. Because they're shorter than me, my feet were getting dragged home. Next morning, I woke up half dying, and I had to play sport the next day. Wasn't pretty, and I said never again, not touching it. Even the smell to this day upsets me.
Yeah, I was a bit like that actually with Black Russians. Mate, this is a funny. It's a funny story. I'll tell you, Bert will like this one. Like I said, I do my apprenticeship in Sydney, and I go home on weekends, and I'd roll in the Ulladulla, and I look up at the mail, and it'd be about 3:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my mate M.I.A and Courtney, they were up there. So I'd always look up there. The boys are there. I park the car and we go in and we start drinking Friday afternoon. We turned it on this afternoon. Nice summer spring day on the balcony and in the sun, down the sunset and whatnot, and just got on it. And it was like we had shouts. We had shouts going about. And we're on the cardies playing like black, white, not pokies. We're playing the cardies. So you could put $5 in, you'd own the machine all night type of thing.
Yep.
And we had 15 shouts of beer, and then we got on to the Black Russians and Dirty Mothers, and we've had two rounds at doubles, like double Black Russian, double Dirty Mothers, because one wouldn't drink Black Russians, so I think that was Courtney, so he was having dirty Mothers, and the other boys were all having Black Russians, doubles, and then the last time we had a triple. And I tell you, it's the first time in my life, no word of a lie, you know, the pool size, the 3/4 pool size pool tables in the pub.
Yep.
I could not see the back pocket. I'm lining up the ball. I could only see the middle pocket, and then after that, I could not see the back pocket. And long story short, I made it home and whatnot, and then I think I just held my guts up, and that was it. And I couldn't touch another Black Russian again after that. I think
it takes a while.
it was like a month or a couple of weeks after that binge. I had my Bucks party, and M.I.A bought a Black Russian, give it to me, and I said, "I'm not fucking throw it back, and you take it. You take that back. Just give me a beer." Didn't touch it again. It was vicious.
Still got the scars.
Still got the scars. Yeah, off my stomach. Yeah. Once bitten, twice shy. All right. Your favourite hangover brekkie for a Sunday?
All right. Again, I learnt this through. I can't remember anymore. But I used to get home after a big night out, and what I'd do, I'd get 2 large spoonfuls of sugar and have it before I went to bed. Drink a litre of water, then go to bed. I'd wake up the next morning, you wouldn't have that headache or anything, but you'd still just feel drained. And then back it up with your traditional bacon and egg roll, and it would sit in your stomach better. But just trying to replace the sugar from all that alcohol you've drank. But I don't think I think it was more of a wives' tale, but because there was that much sugar in my system, I was able to perk me up enough to survive the morning. And then hangovers I was the worst at, because I get them for a whole day and I just couldn't function, or just very soft, very, very soft when I get a hangover.
Wow. We just usually get a headache, and then we go to Keppers and get a bacon roll, and be sitting out in the gutter, eat that, and get them to make another one while you're eating that one. It's just
I used to work with guys that they were chronic, like they drank heavily, and the next morning at 6 a.m, they've got 2-litre bottles of creaming soda, the really sugary kind, and they're just drinking that, trying to get themselves right for the day. That's hardcore right there. I thought the sugar the night before was.
You used to have a big night. You wake up. I used to go straight for orange juice, but then I got to the stage when I got too dry mouth, I'd just go straight for a cordial, and I'd just drink fucking loads of cordial just to, like I said, probably get sugar back in you. Yeah,
just getting sugar back in your system. Yeah, it works, but not recommended. You still feel like crap, and you're
I never thought about it,
but at least you haven't got that nasty throbbing headache.
Exactly. It's just you're already done with that.
If it worked, down it went.
Back in, I love $1 every time I went to work hungover. My apprenticeship, anyway.
No, I can't. I couldn't do it anymore.
No. I'm glad they didn't have RBTs back then.
Yeah, not good.
Well, especially at work, No H&S back in the day. That's probably why they bought it in.
No. It wasn't until later on in my work was, they if you work in the mines, they used to do random. There was nothing random about it. They'd hop on and see guys with bloodshot eyes and go, you. That was your day over. Yeah. You were sent home. So that was motivation not to drink too heavily.
I was like, my boss used sort of like, I don't know, they were sort of a boys' club type of thing, and if you couldn't drink as much as him, you weren't right. So it sort of didn't matter. Working in the middle of a mascot, big print shop, it was a big learning curve. The old country boy from the South Coast going in there, and whole new wide world, I tell you.
I bet.
Yeah. All right, number 11. What's your favourite thing you yourself like or love about your channel?
It's all the people that regularly support the channel. So guys like Rob from Throttle Down Under, Big Bird, they always comment, Matt, Kiwi. They're always, I love that. They encourage you to keep going. Actually got to meet a few people in person, like Rob and Matt Hartui. And they're actually, the people you see on the video is what you see in real life. And that really surprised me, just that sort of support and friendships you develop over YouTube. I didn't think that would happen, but pleasantly surprised. And talking to yourself now, this is a bit surreal to a point that someone wants to interview me. So that's
exactly
probably
right.
my favorite.
It's like another avenue of like communicating and becoming friends and all that type of thing with people like okay, especially people on the other side of the world. Like you feel like you know them and all that. Well, you do.
Yeah.
But you don't know when you're ever going to see them. But yeah, it's just so surreal, like you said.
But yeah, you got people overseas watching your channel and encouraging you. It was amazing. Like there's a guy in Ireland, the Gorilla Biker. Just stuff like that.
He's gone leaps and bounds. So I was watching when he first started, when he's driving all his cafe races and all that around. Now he's in his sports bike, what I've seen, and he's powering. He's doing real good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's an entertaining channel to watch, and it's such beautiful scenery he rides around.
Yeah.
Really, mate. So you're always happy to watch the channel, and it's always interesting. Beautiful countryside. You're there. Oh, how good's that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bert agrees too. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. 100%. Next one. Oh, this might be a bit hard. Tattoos. It says, I've tweaked this question actually because Road Rash fucking sprung one on me the other day. It's going to start here in a minute and I'll read it. It's a long one. Okay. It says, tattoos. What was your first? Tell us about the story about getting your tat. What's your favourite type, black and grey or colour? If you have no tattoos, then what's made you not get any thus far?
Oh, no tattoos. I hate needles, mate. One needle's bad enough. I can imagine a thousand. Yeah. I used to do security, and being a 6'4", well, back then I was a redhead. I didn't need to stand out. I had enough discerning marks. I could be picked out of a crowd quite easily. When we're doing security, one of the first things they would, you'd do a description of someone, they had tattoos. So you could be easily defined and found in a crowd. But honestly, mate, my skin type, it's hard to tell, but freckles everywhere. A tattoo just will look crap on me. And there was nothing, I got friends that have got them. They look good on them, but I just thought they'd look crap on me. So I thought, no, and nothing's actually got my attention enough that I want that. And it's such a personal decision, and it's for life. You got to be committed to it.
Yeah, that's right. That's fair enough. That's a good question because me mate, the other apprentice when I was doing my trade, Rod, he's a ranger and he's quite a fit one. He used to live out of Liverpool, Mount Pritchard, so Westy. What sort of type he was like, and he had tattoos and all that and whatnot. Got tattoos. I knew him when he didn't have any, and then he got them, and he got his leg. Got his ankle, thigh. I can't remember I think he only worked his leg, ankle and thigh. He didn't do much up around his arms and that. But yeah, he's like red freckles, a lot of freckles and whatnot. But it did suit him, like you said, and it's a preference and all that. And like I say, tattoos suit people and others don't. And exactly, it's a big personal decision. Road rashes was a good one for me when I hit him with this question. He says, "I've got no tattoos," because you don't know because he never shows his face, but that's his preference. But he said his story was like in his town was exactly the same as him, and he was a bit of a junkie druggo or it was trouble, and they tried road rash for things this bloke did, but then they realised, hang on, this bloke's got no tattoos, so it's not the right bloke. So road rash won't get tattoos for the simple reason that there's a clone like him going around with tattoos, and he's a bad bugger. And so he's not getting tattoos to virtually keep himself clean of this other fella, all the trouble.
Yeah, it's yeah, but yeah, they real that, and it's quite easily that's how they keep track of who's who. Police
Exactly.
used to do it, security, but as I said, it's a very personal decision, and if people get them, so be it.
It's like
I think
I was talking to Mama Safe and Dad and Matt the other day, like with my last live. It's a big thing now these days for people, challenge for people not to have tattoos. Like it's more of everyone, you think sort of expect everyone that'll have a tattoo, but because these days it's sort of more out there in the avenue and it's all the generation.
Yeah. It's more mainstream because it's a way of rebelling, and you watch their kids, their way of rebelling is get no tattoos. Just goes full circle, and then they'll be back to where they were. But we used to make jokes about my daughter. I said, "Look, when you get older, I think you need to become a dermatologist because there's going to be a lot of hipster tattoos getting removed that guys are going to regret." But because they thought they were good at the time, especially the one like you get guys around the face area.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, like that. That's why.
I still think it's a no-go. And some chicks look. I rather chicks with a clean chest area. Well, like tattooed chicks, they do it for me as well. But ones that get chest pieces and neck pieces, depends if they're done good and whatnot. And but definitely face ones are real, But
and I'm sure that's the point. They're quite confronting. Yeah, when I worked at Kmart, I was a shop assistant back in the early '90s, and there was this phase of getting cartoon characters tattooed on your ass for the girls.
Yeah,
and every girl when they got one wanted to show the tattoo. No guy ever said no. I don't want to see it. They go, oh, okay. I'll tell you, the sick leave must have dropped dramatically for the men those 12 months when it was in fashion. They'd get Melvin the Martian and Sylvester Tweedy. And you want to see my tattoo? Oh, where is on my ass? Oh, okay, great. But they're well hidden. But they don't hide them anymore. And more power. That's their choice. But But no, you'll probably never see me get one, mate. As I said, I'm too much of a wimp. I don't like needles.
Yeah. Mrs. didn't like needles either, but she wanted to get something to represent and show her brother, the love for her brother when he passed away and whatnot. But she ended up getting them on her foot. And she hated needles too. So
her foot would have hurt.
She got, I just wanted the two. So she's got the two and that's it. She's not done want no more. She just she got through that pain and all that, and like I said, it's different now. It's like a pleasurable pain, isn't it? She goes, yeah, it is, because you got it for life and you got what you wanted, but she hates needles. Like she hates needles.
I'm with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rightio. Number 12. What's the main thing to do on your bucket list?
Definitely more travel when we can, mate. You talked about Isle of Man. That's a bucket list ride of mine. Same with Sturgis. And just seeing the world, mate, and also seeing at home. Traveling Australia, everyone wants to do that. The big round trip. I'm no different. I want to see it all before I'm too old to enjoy it. So just travel, more travel. That's I love traveling, mate. If I could do it more, I would.
Oh, exactly right. I had a question on G.
Nothing. I don't think I've got planned next.
I had a question G'd up, but my old 13 question is it's a final question. My old one was like future plans for your channel this year and what should we keep an eye out for. But I was was going to change that one, but we'll answer that one, and I'll type the new question after you answer that one. So, yeah, this
Okay.
question: what's your fifth plans?
Yep, sure. 12 months was it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, next 2 months, the one of the Ducati projects should be completed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little 600. I done a video on it earlier, but I've held off doing any videos because I kept making the mistake of doing videos and not completing them. And then if I sold it, I felt like I'd let people down.
Yeah.
But that one's in the pipeline, and I was promising everyone a video a month of my Dharma, which is a 1978 Ducati SD
Mm-hmm.
900. And I was doing a monthly there for a while, but the cost of getting things done, it's a few grand for here and a few grand there. So I've just been saving, and the goal is the end of the month to get that one completed. So that goal's internally for the channel. I'd like to do more rides. Definitely want to get to a stage where I'm actually able to review stuff and approach to review things.
Yeah.
And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, I'm no worse off than what I was when I first started the channel. But at least I'll know I had a go at it.
Nah, that's it. That's a good one.
Yeah.
The other question I was going to add into it, but I didn't. I haven't done it because I don't know which one to take out to add and where to start.
Oh, ask anything, mate. I'll answer it.
Yeah, no. Well, look, the question is, it's like I sort of wanted to slot it in after when we're talking about sort of the mischievous stuff and things like that. The question I was wanted to ask, like, what you yourself would give trying to work out how to. It's like what you yourself, what your trying to work out how to twist it around. It's like what advice, what advice would you give yourself, you being you, at 15 years old?
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, like we're 50 on now. If you saw yourself back in the day at age 15, what advice would you give yourself growing up for the future type of thing?
I'd give myself 3 bits of advice. One, study harder.
Yeah.
A lot harder. More importantly, if that doesn't work, get the trade that you I started my trade at 21. Get in there and get it done earlier. If you hate school that much, even with the study, go out and trade is trade used to be looked down upon when I was at high school. They said, no, you got to finish year 12, got to go on a uni. I thought that was very poor advice. Study harder and probably believe in yourself a bit more. I never used to back myself enough. Like to do this channel, it's the first time I've really backed myself to do anything outside of work. So really back yourself in anything you have a go at. Like don't be afraid of rejection. Rejection and failure aren't your enemy. It'll just make you more determined and help you learn faster than not having a go, because you spend more time regretting the things you didn't do than some of the things you did.
Oh, exactly. And I'm now, like, me the age I am, and my brothers and all that, like 51, and my brothers in their 60s. It's like the hardest thing for us growing up was that my mother was the most negative person in the world, and it was and me thinking back now, all the times growing up, what I wanted to do, and how many times she said no, or no, you can't do that, or this, that, and the other. I know she's protecting me as a kid growing up, but she was just, like I said, it was more on the negative side. It wasn't for any real reason other than her own. But so, like you're saying, back yourself, have a crack. If you think you can do it type of thing. And that's sort of what I'd like to plug along myself as well, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, have a crack at it. You're not going to know if you don't have a crack. So
yeah, I tell my nephews all that because they're all I tell my nephews that because they're all in their teens, and they're going, you'll never regret. Rejection isn't your enemy, and don't ever be embarrassed by it. Get in there, have a go. If you fail, failing's not a bad thing, mate. It's part of life, and it's better to try and fail than to not try at all and regret not having a go when you had the opportunity.
that's right, and then you kick yourself later on and all that,
Yeah.
and stew on it. That's the worst thing. Because a lot of people. That's why there's so much depression and all that in the world with men, women, and any person. Like the downside of like just not trying and whatnot, and yeah, it's just
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's exactly right. If you don't have a crack, you don't know. But so you're better off
exactly, mate.
Better off having a crack, and if you don't, then don't make it, and then okay, yeah, it's not for me, type of thing.
Yep. Or if it is, I'm no good at it. I'm going to keep doing it because I enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly right.
I think
you are a bit late, Doug.
That's the attitude we have to take with YouTube is just keep. It's all right. Hey, Doug, at least you made it.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the replay, buddy. That's all. Nah, that's it. One thing I did want to ask, how many bikes you got? I know you got fucking heaps.
Let's do the tour.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, I'll see if I can do this. There we go. You haven't failed. All right. So, we'll start with the. How are we going there? That's the Grisso.
Yeah.
That's my main bike. That's the bike. If I had to get rid of every bike, that's the last one I'd get rid of.
Yeah.
Then I've got the other end of the spectrum, the little CB125.
Mm-hmm.
I call that license keeper.
Yeah.
I can even ride that during double demerits points. Won't get booked.
Yeah.
Never. There's my. There's a Husselberg.
Oh. Dropped out. No. Husselberg. I was going to ask him about that one, if it was Europe. Obviously, it must be European. We'll just wait a minute or two, see if he's going to log back in, finish the tour. Well, I hope you have enjoyed it, guys. It was a short and sweet one. The next one, I'm hoping to get Stevie TV, or I got 2 or 3 Americans over there, overseas, international ones. Here he is.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, all right, it's all good.
That's fingers. So there's a Husselberg.
Yeah. Is that a European bike, or are they Japanese?
European. So they were owned by KTM, bought them out and shut them down. They were like the race version of the KTM. So it's got a KTM motor, a lot of KTM parts. So people say they're not that good. If you can get a good late model 2-300 Husselberg, fantastic bikes. It's all you'll ever need.
Because they'd be like the old KTMs, the old what was the American motocross? Eddie fella used to race that old white KTM. Eddie Ward used to race the old KTMs back in the 80s, 90s.
Yep. Husselberg was originally a breakaway from KTM, and KTM's just this monster. They buy everything now. So they own Husqvarna, Gas, and there's another one they own as well. And all their parts are virtually interchangeable, except for about 10% of it.
Right.
So behind me, you got the Dharma, the Ducati Dharma. You can see the motors out of it. It's off being rebuilt at the moment. And there's one behind the covers here. I'm going to let you in on a little secret on what that is. That's another Ducati.
Yeah.
It's an S2, and I call that Project Midlife Crisis because I had one when I was 19.
Yeah, right.
And I sulked and whinged and carried on. When I sold it, my wife got to a stage I was in. Must have been when was it? A few years back. She goes, "If you got another one, would you never whinge about it again?" Because every time I saw one go past, oh, look at that. Remember when I had one of those and sold it? So So she just said, get one, so I never hear about it again. And then the other bike I have is the Ducati 600 Super Sport, which hopefully you'll see by the end of May. Fingers crossed that it's getting all its motor checked over and it's getting resprayed red.
Yeah. Well, what year model is that one?
The 600's a 97 model.
You're right, because my wife's cousin had a super light.
It's that nice classic shape.
It was a 92.
Yes,
92
that shape.
super, yeah, 92.
Wow, one of the first.
Super light. Yeah.
Yep, that would have been one of the first of them.
It was
has he still got it?
Oh, far as I reckon he would have, because I reckon he never. Yeah,
prices.
I think it was 15, 16 grand back then when he bought it. And, he's looked after it. You know the super light with the number 1 on the back seat.
Yeah, they've got on the headstock. They've got individual numbers.
Yeah,
because only Ducati. It's a limited edition stunt that Ducati done. And it was only like 4 kilos lighter, but they were a beautiful looking bike.
because all the racing.
Yeah, beautiful bikes. The 600's a similar shape.
Yeah.
I always wanted the 900, but just couldn't afford one. And this one come up really cheap, and a lot of work had been done to it.
Yeah.
So I'm there going, I'll splash out. And as I've got a very understanding wife with bikes, she'd rather me ride bikes and play baseball. So
that's it. Fair enough. Yeah. That's like on my favourite. I got heaps. I even used to like the old 750 and the 906 pesos and the 907 pesos. And then
beautiful.
I love on 916s. They're nice, but my favourite one was the 748 Strata. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
I love the 888. So they were they look like the super lights.
Yeah, exactly.
Gorgeous bike. I got to watch them race at Eastern Creek back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And you'd hear all these 750s coming out, wheel, wheel. And then these 888s said, and that started my love affair for Ducatis. I mean, how good is that? That just sounds gorgeous. And beautiful bikes, but I couldn't afford one now. They're just out of my price range.
Oh, exactly. I couldn't afford them back then. I was going to buy a Ducati or a Harley, and because the kids were old enough to jump on the back and all that, I thought I knew I'd do damage on a Duke, so I thought I'd go the Cruiser, and and I knew what I was going to buy, I was going to keep. So it was I just went the Harley, cut the Ducati out of the situation.
Yeah,
but,
I never liked. I was never a Harley person until probably the last 5 years. They started to make a lot more sense to me.
Yeah. Well, it was like back in the day, like 5-6-year-old going to collect at Canberra, and like along this bit of road there in the latest film, I talk about this. That'd be in the GT, XT GT. We're driving home, and the bikes had come like the Harleys or the patch clubs with the Harleys like mine. And you go, here they come, and you wind down the window, and you just hear them near Lake George there, and they just go, and then it was a fucking. I was in Canberra when I was 10, so I was probably like 6, 7, 8 years, 9 years old when that happened regularly, and I was like, I want one of them, and at the Marlin, I seen a little.
We were brought up on Harley. So
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we were brought up on Harleys. Like, you think of all your major TV shows.
Yeah.
The hero riding off into the sunset in a Harley Davidson. That's marketing that's burned into our brains as
exactly.
Guys our age.
Yeah. And now these days it's all they talk about outlaw bikes and all that, and it's all the diners. They're all gone the old. It's like the Sam Crow. It's all the Sons of Anarchy. Like they think an outlaw bike now is or your diner and the Sam Crow with the fairing, and but they're all forgotten. They wouldn't know what the old soft tail and the low riders were back in the day, like back in the 70s, 80s. The outlaw looking bikes back then. It's all changed.
Yeah,
gone full circle.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Harley's got to ride out this bit of a storm. It's going to last them a while, I think.
Oh yeah, they'll still be there. They'll always be there.
it's just a generational shift, and hopefully the next generation will rebel and go back to Harleys. That's just what it is. Mate,
But they're branching out. Like they got that adventure bike and all that now, or they're dabbling in electric bike. I don't think they'll do too many more of them, but the adventure bike and all that, and the other ones, and the Indians give them a really good shunt. So like they got, especially with the I've been watching the last couple of years since I've been YouTubing, was the American flat track with the FX or FTRs, and like the Indian and Ollie's like, they're going for it.
Yeah, they're a good looking bike. But Harley's got that. It's got that cachet. It's got the history, but it's got proper history, and there's a proper connection for a lot of people. Even non-bike riders, you can say you own a Harley, they know straight away what that is. And to a lesser extent, Ducati. You say Ducati, I say made a Guzzi, and they just look at me and what the hell's that? Or Husselberg, no idea. But I could be riding some shitty old beat up Ducati and instant respect, and they're going, okay. Well, but that's just the brand. That's brand working hard to make it what it is.
Exactly.
So, but I was close to getting an FXDR, but they don't make them anymore, which is a shame. And I think they're going to realize. You see the price of them now. People realize how good they were, and they're worth more second hand than they are brand new now. So, anyway, that's life. I've got enough bikes apparently.
I got two, and that's it. I'd love more, but I can't register them all. So.
No. Club Rego is a beautiful thing. So you get an older bike. That's a real $50 a year.
Oh yeah, mine's just
$100 to fully insure it. Well worth doing.
I'm thinking about doing that with my Harley.
How old you?
It's 30 years now.
Yeah.
30.
Definitely worth doing. And it's just so much cheaper to run it, especially if you don't ride it more than 60 times a year. And if you honestly do the maths, you'll find you probably don't ride it 60 times a year. So $50 Rego. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. That's
great spot. Yeah.
You work out cheaper with the price of the green slips. Green
slips included in that 51.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
$1.
Like, it's $580 to $600 for a green slip each. Yep. So it's like $800 total, pretty much thereabouts to register that. Well, the Grisso is quite expensive because it's in that awkward bracket between 1,000 and 1,200. And it's crazy. Young fellas driving, going out.
Nice.
I was even thinking of doing it because I've got a personalised plate on my Harley. And get the Club Rego, and then with the plate on Harley, I was going to register the 426 just so you don't worry about getting busted out scrub.
Yeah. Well, the Berg's registered for that reason. I can ride it any time. I've been pulled up on it, and very relieved. Also, I ride with a few guys that aren't registered. So if you see the cops, I go up to them. I'm like the sacrificial anode. You go up and chat to him. He's checking over my bike. It's fully registered, compliant. The others are just gone.
Hell there. I have to look into that, I think. Well, no worries, man. That's it. Thanks very much. Thanks, everyone in the chat.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on your channel. It's been an absolute blast, and I could share some of those stories. So thanks again, mate. Really appreciate it. Hi to everyone in the chat. Thanks for hanging around.
Yeah. Cheers. Awesome, mate. Thanks very much.
Catch you later.